there's a massive sense of denial here that actually the biggest cause of youth unemployment across Europe is actually the Eurozone. The fundamental misconstruction that was the Eurozone that has left those southern European countries in dire trouble. Indeed, in Greece, youth unemployment is now 62%. I mean, it's eye-watering. And every single month we come here to Strasbourg, Mr. Barroso, or if we're lucky, Mr. Van Rompuy, gets up and says we're going to put measures in place to combat youth unemployment. And none of it is going to work. The only way we're going to combat youth unemployment is to have a vibrant, growing economy. And personally, I don't think Europe's going to have that until the Eurozone's broken up. Well, if the truth ever came out that it isn't just the bailout funds, it's Target 2, this complex system that nobody wants to talk about, whereby national banks borrow and lend money from each other. The trouble is, they haven't settled up the figures for the last couple of years. If the euro goes bang, Germany is going to be on the hook for nearly €1 trillion. That's a third of its annual GDP at some point in time, despite the fact the Germans have had huge benefit from a depressed currency price, and in fact most of their growth that they had over the last 5 to 10 years has come from increased exports to other Eurozone countries. At some point, Germany is going to have a terrible price to pay, and I think there's a growing realisation of that amongst the German people. And I just hope that we get a decent, respectable, well-run German political party that gives people in the European elections next year the opportunity to say, we want the Deutschmark back. It's just nonsense. It's just rubbish. Double currency. I tell you what, let's get back to 27 different currencies. That'll work. It seemed to work before. We floated, we went up when we were doing well, we went down when we were doing badly, and we found our self-adjustment, and it worked. The idea we can have a northern euro and a southern euro, frankly, I think it's ludicrous. Well, you see, in my view very much is that actually the word Europe, the concept of euro, has been hijacked. I mean, who voted for that flag, for that anthem, for Mr. Van Rompuy? They think they possess Europe, and I think they're wrong. No one's given consent to it, and indeed, the only time that it was really obvious what Europe was becoming was with the European Constitution, and as we know, the French and Dutch said no in referendums, and many other countries would have done too. So I reject the idea that they should own the word Europe. Europe should go back to independent states.